Every eye moves antes de verme. Adonas permission, cambio tu lugar. You follow the motion sin pensar. Watch me, quédate. Don't move, no corras. Every step I take y empezó. I don't raise my voice, no necesito sonido. Your breath slows down, pierdes el piso. You think you're choosing, crees que decides. I turn once, el espacio se desliza. Watch me, no parpadees. Don't speak, no digas nada. You cross the line sin saber. El movimiento es verdad. Words are a lie. Pierdes el ritmo before you realize. Watch me, pierde tu lugar. You lean too far, ya no hay atrás. Watch me, me voy sin ir. I don't disappear, solo me muevo así. Me detengo a mitad, no el paso, you bend again. La distancia prende when I dance.
I think management comes from communications, because it was pointed out to me once that in the olden days, when you were sent out to be the governor of a province or even like the sheriff of a town or something, you had to make a decision. You couldn't make a phone call. But now they can micromanage you. So they don't want a leader most of the time. They want someone that will call back and say, this happened. Okay, do this. So I think the management is kind of inevitable unless you have a really kind of libertarian or, kind of anarchistic kind of cultural outlook.
The whole management system, you could argue that it comes even from, maybe even invented by Alexander the Great. When he built his empire, he revolutionized this idea that it's not, we don't conquer countries. We leave countries as is, but we put our manager, our king.
Oh, right.
He
Yeah.
rules and Roman Empire later
client
on.
state.
Exactly. So it's not a new thing, but
Right.
But the thing is that it works up to a point.
Right.
It's because you have to have some knowledge on. You cannot manage it's all good if it's peacetime.
We go on about freedom, and freedom is the highest good and all that, and yet when there is great disorder, I remember reading years ago a book, historical novel actually, but a very good one, accurate one. I think it was called Flashman and the Dragon. The Flashman novels, they're excellent. It was set in China, and it just basically was describing some of the warfare those guys went through, where millions, tens of millions of people died over many years. And you can see where you would want order, where I wouldn't care if I had the right to speak against the government or not. I don't want to have my house burnt down every other week and my family all killed and me killed. So there's always that, and that gets back to what we were talking about. It's like you want liberty, but you also want order. And of course, liberty is a very badly used word, because really liberty and freedom liberty is not libertinism. Liberty means that you are free, and freedom comes from self-discipline, self-restraint, working on yourself. It comes from within. It's like the Taoist would said, to have a perfect state, you need a perfect province. To have a perfect province, you need a perfect town. To have a perfect town, you need a perfect family. To have a perfect family, you need a perfect individual. And the individual has to be the one, as opposed to
You're coming from a Buddhist perspective, which I like.
Oh, well, thank you.
I like what you're saying.
So
I would love that more people would think like you do.
Well, thank you. Actually, with a lot of our talk, I was wishing my friend Panibasa was here. He's got all sorts of. That's my friend that was a monk for almost 30 years, and he has since derobed and now is happily married and lives in the South, actually, on a dog ranch, and he drives a forklift. But his dad was a wizard, and he has a lot of very interesting paranormal stories. Well, we did a thing years ago, back when he was still a monk, where he talked about the encounter he had with an ogre in the woods.
I'm so happy that your description, it went the direction that it did. I just thought it was going to take a dark turn when you said he disrobed, and I was waiting for it.
Happily married, lives on a dog ranch, has a day job. Actually works nights. I've tried to get him in some of these. He's been on a couple of the Dude, Where's My Wallet quantum gathering things, but he works nights, so this is completely out of his time zone.
Oh, okay.
We're actually due to have another talk, because the guys he runs this Buddhist Discord I'm on, and the guys there have been saying, when are you two going to do another talk? And it's been a few months, so we're probably going to do something. I'll let everybody know if you're interested. But I'd love to get him on this. He would make a great contribution to this. I think he'd enjoy everyone's conversation here.
One thing I have noticed in previous streams, if you go over more than 9 people, it gets quite yucky. It gets quite messy.
Right.
Well, especially if you have to bait him. Who's going to master that best?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm really self-conscious about my voice, because I feel like I sound like I'm constantly ejaculating, so that's a problem.
No, nobody thinks that. Thank you.
He's a sweet guy. He's always thinking about you.
I don't think YouTube has an AI that picks up on sarcasm and comedy.
And by the way, can we bring that back? He's saying, like, what's your face? What's his face? That was the best thing ever. Please. I miss saying that.
You mean the YouTube Soul CEO?
Yeah.
Wait, so you are telling me that she died?
Did she? She died in August last year. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Age 56.
Oh my God, I need to look into this.
Children 5. Yeah, 5 children.
Susan Wachowski.
Yeah.
I'm super into understanding how would the true artificial intelligence would look like. Duality, like yin and yang, right? It's the same thing as symmetry. And we just project that kind of phenomena onto our minds and find these kind of symbols, these kind of symmetries in nature, in our minds as well, and call it, whatever. First of all, I disagree that body and mind is a separate thing. Not even close to being separated. They are in complete unity. You cannot have one without the other.
Duality is important because we wouldn't be able to distinguish one thing from another if we didn't have contrast. So I think that just only brings you into a state of, I don't know, triism, a trilateral view, or maybe a mixing of things. Because you have hot and you have cold. Neither one of us can exist in these extremes, but you have warm in the middle, lukewarm, right? So there's a balance between everything. The duality just sets the stage. It's up to, I guess, a sentient creature to add in that third dimension of concept of being neither one or the other, but a mixture of both.
I think it manifests in our mind because people are afraid of unknown. They are.
Yes.
And it is maybe. And they try to rationalize things that they can't explain. So I think it comes from that, the dualism. Trying to wrap it up under some philosophical framework to make sense of it, basically. What is this third element? Well, in math, if you're talking again about physics, right? It is not mainstream. We have symmetries, we have supersymmetries if we want to go into like string theory and more, out there theories, but what we do observe scientifically is just that duality, which is synchronous with symmetry, So the third element is kind of, it doesn't make sense, at least for me.
I would say the third element, if you want to, it's about perception. In our observation, our consciousness, we wouldn't have a need for duality if we didn't have the means to analyze it. So that's kind of that thing. So the Hegelian dialect, I mean, yeah, noticing patterns that these governments, how they conduct themselves, because all governments corrupt at some point because of the human element. That is associated and that sort of runs that sort of thing. I mean, it's printed on our dollar bill, right? Not just in God we trust, but from chaos comes order. It's on the dollar bill. They're telling you straight up.
But that's
the name of the game.
That's symmetry. Chaos, right, and the order are two symmetries.
No corro, no cedo, la tierra escucha cuando llego. I don't hurry, no me inclino, the ground adjusts bajo mi peso. I don't look back, no discuto what stands here now. yo lo quito. I walk, camino, it gives seno. I stop, me quedo. What blocks the way se rompe. I don't argue, no alzo voz. Preseances antes del temor. You can run, puedes huir. Wait remembers dónde estuve, dónde iré. I walk, camino, it gives sede. I stay, me quedo, nothing passes al final. Sin señal, sin sonido, sin aviso, solo piso. I don't strike fast, no fallo. What breaks first es tu intento. I walk, camino, it bends, se quiebra. Where I stand, donde piso, nothing passes, nada cruza. Donde piso se quiebra. Where I stand, it breaks.
It's another way of saying perception.
But it's not a fundamental thing of the universe. It's not fundamentally, what's the word? It's a product of fundamental forces. If you have a body and if you have a soul, if you will, the third emerges, which is, or maybe I'm not saying this right. If you have a body, a person, I don't know, and you have a brain or whatever, the soul or the mind emerges from those interactions because they are together. Do you think they are separate things, conscious and subconscious? Yeah, I don't. I think they're the same thing. It's just that our brain filters out some aspects.
Right.
Like, for example, pumping blood or digesting food, breaking it up to the chemical compounds, that kind of thing. The bodily functions are not in our conscious mind, because it would take a lot of energy to do so. If we would think we would not be productive if we would need to consciously think about how we are chewing our food, secreting saliva, digesting our food, that kind of thing. Pooping.
Again. So perception. I'll keep saying it.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, you don't have. You're gonna breathe. You're gonna breathe no matter what. You're alive. However, you can take over your breathing. I
think meditation is actually a good thing about the breathing. Now you're saying breathing, it reminds me of meditation, because you can actually force yourself to be conscious of some aspects of your body.
You can be conscious of it, right? That's what I'm saying. There are parts that are work automatically, but you can take over with your perception, your consciousness.
Yeah, you can tap into them, so it would be a proof that it's not separate if you can tap into it.
They say that the AI is so smart. The AI can do things that we cannot. The AI can make calculations that we will never be able to do in a million years. However, they say that our brain is far more complex than the computer chip or the AI, because yes, the AI can power up and tell you how much quadrillion 672 plus 800 billion such, and it'll give you an instant answer. However, you put that same AI into a computer, and it becomes responsible for things like keeping track of memory usage, voltage, all these other processes that actually take up the subconscious of the computer, if you will. And that's how and the computer bogs down. It gets slow. It gets stupid. You ever have a computer long enough where you open up a browser and it takes forever to load the damn browser? But this thing is supposed to make calculations that they're supposed to blow out our minds. Well, same thing with the human body. So our brain does things that it makes sure our heart is pumping, making sure our breathing is working right. That takes so much effort by the brain, because our consciousness, we use 100% of our brains. I don't know who it's our consciousness and our perceptives that takes up the smaller part of our brains.
True.
Okay, so people always say, "Oh, we only use 10% of our brains." Well, put that in context. So,
it's a good analogy. I like that. But what I think about AI specifically, and it's why it's so controversial, like amongst religious, just for religion, it operates in a slightly different way. You can't compare one-to-one human mind and AI mind, especially what we have now as AI. It works. It's similar, and the analogy is very good, I think. And probably a lot of scientists would agree that the computer components and all the complexities involved, all different things working in tangent, is very similar to how our brain works. Like how the computer processes memory, how it uses memory. It's the way it is because we made it, as all religions, God made people on his own image, right? So maybe we did the same thing, kind of. But it's not the same as human mind. And I think AI can do things that human cannot do, to process a large amounts of data very, very fast. And why? Well, it's simple. More power, more processing is done, and that's not magical. That's just, just technology. It's just that. the universe is what, 29 billion years old, and humans are we're developed, basically, if I may say so.
Wait, I thought it was 14 billion.
14, yeah, I'm sorry. 14 billion years.
Okay, you're scaring me there for a second. Yeah,
so
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That took universe a lot of time, right? To develop such a complex structure like a human mind, the human body, right? So I think AI, computers, technology works the same way. And don't forget that we humans are limited. We are not, we don't possess powers of the universe, so it might even take us longer than that. So I don't think it's exceptionally, like, weird. So yeah, and I think the only thing that prevents AI from becoming like autonomous, conscious, whatever you want to call it, is just technology. We're not there yet. But I think it's not only possible, it's inevitable. But it will not be it's going to be different. It's going to differ from human mind. You cannot call it true human conscience. It's going to be something different. But I don't think it's fundamentally spiritual or somehow, I don't know. I think fundamentally we are not any way or form special. We are machines. You can make analogies, really good analogies, like we just did with a computer. It works very well. It's not the same thing, absolutely. And it's very complex, and we don't know how the mind works. We don't know how the brain functions, even from just a physiological standpoint, not even trying to go into psychological aspects of the brain, like conscious and subconscious. But fundamentally, we are not special. That's my belief. We're just a glob of particles smushed together, operating in electromagnetic fields, basically. There's only 0 and 1 if you want to simplify it.
Yes.
All logic gates are made from this fundamental principle, 0 and 1. If there is power, there is no power. All all conductors are made in this way, and all logical gates are made in this way. They are combined from different arrangements of conductors, transistors, basically, and the only function is either they have power or have no power.
The road was never empty. It only learned my name. Moonlight without mercy. Distance bends the same. I don't run from shadows. I walk when they appear. When the silence tightens, that's when I know it's near. Ash on the ground, no wind, no flame. The past keeps pace. The road remembers my name. short version. No wasted sound. The world leans inward. The dead come around. A bow cries somewhere. Luck clicks out of time. Movement bends the moment before the blade ever shines. Eyes follow motion. Breaths slip slow. Some watch the dance. Some already know. I hear the who's behind me. They never rush. I feel the weight of distance closing in. The hush, not tonight, but not never. I don't need to run. You can chase me to the horizon, but the night isn't done. The road breaks, the river remembers. Shadows stretch where they shouldn't be. Something vast leans closer, listening to me. I don't look back, I don't pray, I don't stop the song. I just play. Chose the road. The road remembers. Paths end. Chases don't. I hear the who's behind me. Closer every time, not with speed, but with patience, like a truth I'd learned to ride. Not tonight, but not never. Say it low, say it slow. If you want what I'm carrying, you'll find me on the road. Ash settles, heat remains. The song ends, but the distance stays.
It is now binary. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. You can say you can do coding in whatever language, C++, Basic, Assembly, C#, whatever, Python. They all have different keywords, different techniques and all of that, but fundamental principle, and it's all, it doesn't matter what you say, computer chip, the fundamental thing is either you have power or you don't have power, which just translates into 0 or 1 or no and yes.
So that is Yes, that's the basis. That's the left and the right. However, you do have the middle state, right? But about
No, there
hibernation.
is no middle state. Where did you get the middle state from?
Okay, well, how about hibernation or sleep mode?
Computers do not have sleep mode. They either do have power or they don't have power.
What do you mean? There's literally a button on here that says sleep mode.
Yes,
So-
but your computer is working. It's shutting down certain components on your computer. For example,
Right,
GPU.
which you're making my point. So all these things put together, it doesn't matter if it's left or right or off or on. You have so many of these components put together. If some are in one state and some are in another state, you have a middle state, because if everything's on, then you have full functionality. If everything's off, you have zero functionality.
So
However,
you're talking
you can have
about
a computer,
a whole computer, like a unit, not a single.
So the code is just there to help express that, to give what state that it's in, like you're saying.
Imagine
Right.
if you would want to make a game coding in BASIC or binary. It would take you years. It would be such a pain in the ass to do so. It's unbelievably difficult. And but you don't do that. You, as you said, you use a middleman, a language, if you will. Not if you. It's like literally a language, C++, for example, right? Which I use very often. And you interpret certain states. You make snippets, code snippets, which could mean whole sentences or whole expressions of code. But fundamentally, it's still, if you break down that line, which is what you said is a middle in between the game, the code, and how it works. Fundamentally, it's still just zeros and ones. And it's not complicated at all. We humans develop language to express ourselves, to make sense of the world. That's how computers work as well. Okay.
And it becomes fractal. Not necessarily symmetric, but fractal. We're having quantum computers now, where they work on 18 bits instead of 2, or 16 instead of 2.
Even more, I think. Even more.
Even more. So I mean, we have what we came from, and it's getting more complex.
Well,
now I wouldn't call it a tri-state, but it's definitely something.
Quantum computer is a great example, because we have the reason they're quantum is because the qubits have the thing called superposition, right?
Superposition.
Which you could argue is a middle state, right? This undefined phenomena, right? But it's actually not undefined. From the universe perspective, it is defined. The reason we call it superposition, and we have this vague theory, and we call it, what's it called scientifically? The measurement problem. The reason we have that is because we don't yet understand how quantum mechanics fundamentally works. That's the reason. But if we get, for example, if we study black holes or Big Bang or whatever, and we break it down to the most complex math you can possibly imagine, if we get an answer a zero, right? It means we are wrong. There's no such thing as zero. So if we, in quantum mechanics and talking about qubits and superpositions, if we get zero and we say, whatever, it works. Well, yes, it does work, but it doesn't explain how it actually fundamentally works. And scientists even they have a joke around themselves about it, physicists, like, don't shut up and just calculate when it comes to measurement problem. I don't know if you heard this.
Yes.
Yeah, shut up and calculate, basically, because they know that it's not right, but let's deal with that tomorrow, basically. So I think those context clues are not important if you want to truly find out the nature of how things work. If we went analog still, we would not be communicating through Discord. We would be still communicating, I don't know, it's like Morse code. Isn't it just a natural way of things, like the progression? You can't stop it. It basically is just, it's like a natural selection. It just keeps going.
Do you want to know what I hate about the technology, though? It becomes more and more fragile.
It is, yes.
It's
getting more complex, and less people know how it works.
Well, I mean, it's becoming more fragile. I mean, this in a literal physical sense. Remember tape cassettes? You can drop them. You can sometimes even submerge them underwater, drop things out, put it back in the tape deck, and it plays like normal.
Yeah,
then we went to CDs that scratched like hell. And now we just have the machines themselves, the phones or the thumb drives, whatever, and those things corrupt like back and forth all day long, like you wouldn't believe. So it's like the technology in which we have our data or our music or our movies, whatever, is becoming less and less in our hands and more into the hands of the establishment, you know?
Yeah, that's what I don't like about technology. This aspect of technology scares me as well. I have to be honest.
Snow on the wire fence, smoke in the cold air, lights in the farmhouse, something's waiting there. Carols on the radio, out of tune, too slow. Every road remembers every debt you owe. Hands on the table, knife in the grave. Say thank you softly, say it by name. Noche de ceniza, fuego bajo la piel. We smile for the season, but something knows us well. Say gracias, say nothing. Say nice and slow. Christmas comes knocking from under the snow. Barn door breathing, straw on the floor, eyes in the darkness, counting once more. They say it's tradition, they say it's the way. Every feast remembers what it takes away. Bow your head gently, don't ask why. Some things are listening, some things reply. Noche de ceniza, color sin luz. We set the table Christmas comes screaming from under the snow. Not a prayer, not a plea, just respect for what will be. Take it slow, taking whole, every song, every soul. He chose the road remembers. You chose the feast, the fire answers. Noche de ceniza. Pretend, but the night knows better. Say gracias, say nothing before the doors close. Christmas comes crawling from under the snow. Ash on the table, heat in the bones. The song is over, but you're not alone.
Now I'm gonna stop you guys here. Let's go use the bathroom, get a drink of coffee. I'm gonna hit pause on the recording and we'll come back and we'll start talking about the human mirror, layers of perception. Okay?
Mirrors of perception.
All right.
This is where it gets good, dude. This gets just come back and you'll love it, dude. So go get you what you
I'll
need.
probably make myself a coffee, another coffee.
All right.
I'm sorry, guys. I try to, like, we are talking about actually quite complicated
Good stuff.
topics, and
The topic is actually pretty cool. I was able to get through to this point with V the last time too, and I wasn't able to do it with Nancy because freaking my computer fried at that point. But this is where it gets really good. Snow clung to the fence posts as the truck stopped at the edge of the farmer's land. The barn waited farther back, red boards darkened by age. It did not look abandoned. It looked patient.
That's it. That's the pig.
I don't like barns that look like they're thinking.
The farmer stepped out of the house with a small wooden box tucked under his arm. He smiled carefully. I need to get something else inside. Wait here, and do not go into the barn.
That sentence has too much confidence in it.
The farmer turned and disappeared into the house. The farm went quiet in a way that made sound feel unnecessary.
So if we don't go in the barn, it means something bad happens if we go into the barn.
Just say, look, we won't touch anything.
Lord Edworthy was already walking. The barn door opened with a sound like a long breath being released. Heat rolled out, thick and damp. Straw shifted underfoot as if something underneath it had just moved. You're late.
Nope. No, I heard that.
The pig stepped forward. It was too tall, too broad. Its eyes tracked them individually, then together.
Three hearts, one song. Not enough nights.
Why does it sound like it's counting us?
The pig screamed, and the bam screamed back. It charged.
This is how people die in stories.
The impact threw Lord Edworthy into stacked crates. Wood split. The air filled with dust and the smell of old iron. The floor remembers your weight now.
Oh, stop saying things like that.
Two blades slipped, falling backwards. The pig's shadow covered him completely. You lie down like offerings do.
I'm not an offering.
Lord Edworthy grabbed a pitchfork and drove it towards the pig's face. The tines scraped instead of piercing. The sound was wrong, like metal dragging across bone. Sharp ideas, soft hands. The pig slammed into him. The world folded inward. Sound went distant. Weight crushed breath.
Still breathing.
For now. Lord Edworthy staggered upright, grabbing a shovel, swung with everything he had.
This is not how Christmas works.
The shovel broke. The pig did not. You break so easily. Two blades smashed a lantern against the wall. Fire burst outward, light strobing across the barn. Fire tickles. Fire lies. The pig charged again, faster. The wall shook. Dust fell like ash. The house knows my name. The house will remember you. The barn doors burst open. Cold air cut through heat. Out now! They ran. The pig followed, laughing in a way pigs should not laugh. Run faster! I like it warm. The farmer slammed the door shut. The pig hit them once, twice again. The whole barn leaned. Knock, knock!
I'm holding the door against something that shouldn't resist.
They pressed their weight against the wood. The pig breathed on the other side. You angered it.
Yep, we noticed.
You must thank it. Gratitude tastes better than fear. They spoke the words together. Acknowledgement, respect, acceptance of the exchange. Better, much better. The pressure faded. Silence returned, like it had been waiting its turn.
Did we just apologize to meat?
That night, the pig roasted in Two Blades' oven. Laughter tried to return. It failed.
It moves again. I'm burning down the house.
Something scraped in the kitchen. Too hot. Too slow. The oven door opened. The pig stood there, half-cooked, steaming, smiling with its whole face. I'm back. Miss me?
I want off this planet.
Round two.
He charged. The pig met him halfway. Chairs exploded. Plates shattered. Again! Again! Two Blades smashed a bottle against its snout.
Why won't you stay dead?
That is a suggestion. Lord Edworthy flipped the table. Space opened. Not enough.
This is happening far too much.
Lord Edworthy drove the knife into the pig's neck. It went in. The pig screamed like the Bam, screaming again. Harder! Finish it. Two Blades tackled the legs. Lord Edworthy slammed the oven door into its side again and again. You cook terribly. Lord Edworthy grabbed the knife and drove it home. The pig collapsed. Next year. Silence. Smoke. Broken furniture.
Worst Christmas ever.
Still counts as dinner.
Next year we should order takeout.
No one argued.